Good morning, or yeah, still morning, everybody. I'm Sharon Wilcox, your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm coming live to you from Chesapeake, Virginia. So I'm running a little behind today, but that's okay. I had a periodontist appointment this morning, of course, at the same time I normally do, and I have another one in September. And of course, the only time they can schedule it is at this time on Thursday mornings. Drives me insane. But I am in the process of getting not one, but two implants, and it is a very long process. So this has been going on since early May. So pretty soon it'll be over. Maybe another 4 more months, I think. So in the meantime, I'm here, and it's been one of those weeks. So let me just backtrack why it's one of those weeks, because Monday morning, bright and early, John and I are leaving for Las Vegas. I know, I was just in Vegas, but this time I'm going for the Stampin' Up! Backstage. This is an event that Stampin' Up! Puts on for different levels. This is not open to everybody. You have to be at a particular level within the company in order to attend, and then each level gets special perks while you're out there as well. One of the perks I get, which I'm super excited about, is I will get to have breakfast with Shelly and Sarah both. So yeah, that's pretty exciting. Okay, and there won't be that many of us there. So thank you guys for joining me. I so appreciate you. You have no idea how much I appreciate you. It really encourages me to get on and do. Okay, so I just don't have as much energy and as I used to have. So I stamp much slower, and I'm messier too. Ugh, this is a big mess down here. Thank God you can't see all of it, but it's nothing more than what I've been using, so it's not crazy mess. But you notice in the background I didn't clean up back there and this and that, whatever, but it's not important, right? What's important is that I get to come live and you guys join me, and I can show you a few new things. So I'm going to hop down to my desktop right this minute and talk about this catalog. Okay, if you did not get this in the mail yet, please, please, please let me know in the comments, okay? And I love the thumbs up. I love the hearts. That's what motivates me. That's what keeps me going. And sharing my my videos too. I am on YouTube. Each one of these right afterwards, there is no editing, there is no nothing. It is live, it is me. If there's mistakes, there's mistakes, and there we go. So you can share my YouTube channel as well, and it's always Stamped with Sharon Wilcox. So there we go. Now I still cannot show you the inside of this. And Edie, I love that. Your mess ain't got nothing on the mess in my room. I love that. I know, you know, but when you're creating and crafting, it's hard to clean up immediately, but it's okay. It's really okay as long as you've got space, and you can tell I've got space. I've got lots of space here that's cleaned up, so I don't worry about it. But anyways, let me know in the comments if you have not received this, and I will make it a point to get it in the mail to you. I did mail a couple out yesterday. I had promised to get those out on Monday, but it did not happen. Like I said, life is just a little crazy, and I'm just really busy tying up a few ends here before we go, because John and I will actually be gone for 3 weeks. We're going to go to the Las Vegas. We're going out early. And Michelle, I will make sure I get one out to you. I don't know why I didn't put that in with your birthday gift, but silly me. But I will get one out to you. I did mail them all through Stampin' Up! Third class mail. Sometimes they show up, sometimes they don't, and it's very frustrating to me because that's money spent and now wasted. So I kind of feel like I'm not going to do that anymore. But if I mail you one and you get a second one in the mail, please share it with your friends and neighbors and anybody that might need one. All right, so I've got a few things to show you, okay? Okay, I'm sorry, I'm jumping around. So John and I are going to go out to Las Vegas. We will be there until September the 8th. So that means I'm not going to be live for a couple of weeks. I will do my best to jump on. Okay, Charlene, I see that you need one too. Excellent. I will do my best to jump on if I have anything to share. It may not be a Thursday morning. Our event actually starts Thursday afternoon is registration, and then Friday and Saturday. And Saturday is going to be just chunk full. They have a big surprise for us at the end. Who knows what they'll have us, where they'll take us. But Stampin' Up! Is always very, very good to us and gives us lots of perks and lots of fun things. So, I hope to do a little bit more stamping today because Fridays and Saturday and Sunday will be laundry, packing, getting nails done, and making sure everything's done around here that needs to be done for my daughter to come stay with the doggy and, you know, stuff like that. So let's move right in because you know I can't show you the inside of the catalog until it goes live on September the 6th, okay? September 6th, you can start ordering from this. And I'm telling you, it is a wonderful, wonderful catalog with lots of great ideas. So one of the sets well, here's both of the sets I'm going to be showing you today. Rustic Crate and Fuirtful Blessings. And I just love all of this. I want to show you how to put the crate together because there are dies that coordinate with. And sometimes these things can be a little tricky. And Fuirtful Blessings. Okay, lots of dies. And you remember last time I had a little bit of stuff cut out. So let me just show you what I've got going on. This one is from Rustic Crate. And you notice I didn't use the crate. But this piece of paper, you know, last week I showed you this 3D embossing folder. Tiles. What was that called? I don't have it right in front of me. But anyways, so this piece of scrap, as a matter of fact, there's still another small piece of it right here. Aren't those beautiful? Oh, I just love that. So it was laying there. I used it. Remember this? Yes. I had stenciled this using, well, they call it masks, but I call them stencils. And you can see, remember how beautiful that piece of paper was? And I cut it and created this. And then this is a piece from, oh my goodness, let me tell you real quickly. It is from Inked Botanicals. Inked Botanicals, okay? And it really is some pretty paper. I've got some more of that. This is another one that I had pulled out to use. There's a couple more here and I'll show you in just a moment, but just pretty. I stamped, I colored, I cut out an extra little daisy here. I stamped my words right on there. And if you don't want to purchase the dies, then don't. Just fussy cut with your scissors. It's not that hard, I promise you. I did stamp another one and I fussy cut an extra daisy or sunflower out and just attached it, popped it up on there. This piece right here is from that box of cards. And where did I put those? They are not right here in front of me, which is a surprise. But this is where I cut out the window. Remember that from that craft box? And it's cards, note cards, and the box all comes together. Well, this is where I cut out the window for it. And I have two of these. So they're laying here with all of my other pieces I've cut out and I hang on to. So I just wanted to share that with you because, you know, don't throw these kind of things away, of course. You hang on to them. I use a little bit of our twine here. I just love this natural twine, and it just gives it a bit of a rustic look on the inside, more of that paper. And this will be a beautiful place to write some notes. And that says blessed beyond measure, just in case you cannot read that. Isn't that sweet? I could always add some jewels and different things on here, but I really felt like I liked the kind of rustic look that I had going on there. I could have grunged up the back of this using one of those dies, but I just felt like I already had a lot going on with these, so I left it kind of plain. But I hope you like that. I think that's really cute. I just love this. And like I said, it can go right into that crate. And then, yes, I pulled out the stencil again and I recreated this. Colors might be off just a tiny little bit, but who's going to notice that? It's on your envelope, but it made for a very pretty card. So there's that one. Now let me show you the crate. And again, I love this crate. I kind of did the same thing. I cut out another poinsettia, and there's actually two on here. And it's a total of 3, really, because when I cut this one out, this is the extra piece that is cut out from there. So underneath there, this connected, if that makes sense. But that's the way I wanted to do it. I wanted to fill up that crate. This crate is amazing. Can you see? This is some of that copper paper that I showed you last week as well. And the words for you are in here. Here's the poinsettia. You notice the background. That is from the stencils that I did the week prior with the embossing paste, the glittery, the shimmery embossing paste, and it just created a beautiful background. Of course, I layered with a little bit using an 1/8 inch border of real red cardstock. Now on these, I did use Poppy Parade, I used real red, and I actually even used, what is that pink? Ugh. My mind is a little real red, a sweet sorbet. So there's actually 3 different shades of red there, but honestly, the real red and the sweet sorbet kind of look the same. Not too much difference, tiny little bit. But the poppy, there's definitely a difference in the poppy red. So I wanted one of them to be a bit lighter. So there you go, there's that. And then on the inside, I pulled out a set called Through the Year. No, I did not use that set. What set did I use? Sorry about that. It's this set, Joy to You. And I absolutely love the boldness of these words. And I love all of the words. Peace and joy to you and yours. Yeah. Sending good tidings in the season of cheer. May your Christmas be merry and bright. And I love how they do part of it. It gets a little thicker as you go down. Did you notice that? A kind of a fine line, a little thicker, and thickest. I love that. It just really does something special when you do that, these kind of things. So on this one, I really didn't feel like coloring yet another poinsettia because I'd done several. So I just stamped it in red, and I'm happy with that. I wish I had just done that on the envelope, but instead I stamped and I colored it, and this time is with the Poppy Parade. But it makes for a lovely, lovely Christmas card. All right, the next one is from this set. And I only used this and the words. There you go. And let me take the envelope off. Pretty darn simple. Stamp, ink, and paper, ladies and gentlemen. That's all it is. And you notice the little fly specks all over it? Well, you know, it used to be a messy situation to do that, and I want to show you how I did that, and I'll do it on my envelope to show you. So it just makes for a very clean, simple card when you're using stamp, ink, and paper. Now, did I use a die to cut that out? I did, but you could fussy cut that out yourself. And that was only using this. But look how much is left in here to use. And I have samples of those colored, and I'm going to maybe put together a card. I just didn't have time to do more. I wish I had. But I've got the elements here, and I want to show you how to put that crate together too. But first, let me show you how to get that fly speck these days. That makes it super easy. And I'm going to use my old olive, and I use our Stampin' Blends. If you guys own these, as I heard from one person that doesn't really use them, please use them. Any thoughts on how to use them? I'm here. I'm here to share that with you. And I will tell you one of the things about these, if you color in an area and then well, first of all, when you color with these, you're not going to get streaks like you do from other markers. That's one of the beautiful things about these. The other thing is that sometimes, like on leaves, like on these leaves, I will do the dark in the center on the veins, and then I go right in with a lighter color to color, and that blends that just a bit more to give you a more natural look. But let's talk about this fly specking. So what I'm going to do is using the big tip on this, and I use my block, and literally this is it, guys. That doesn't get much simpler, does it? And you direct it where you want it to go. All right, and let me lift this up so you can see. Look at all those fly specks, and it's perfect. I know I was talking with Michelle, and she loves and misses, and those of us have been around for a while, we remember that little set of 4 blocks that had the splatter. We used that on everything. And then there was another one, little dots, that we used for the snow. And it was like the best set. Now there are other sets that do have a little splatter in it. But if you don't want to find what set has that little splatter for you to use, this is a great way to get some of that speckling going on. And you know what? If you don't want it on something, take a piece of Post-it note or a piece of scrap cardstock or even your silicone mat, anything to block it. So if I didn't want it down here and only wanted it up there, I would just mask that off with something and you would get it. So you can kind of direct that, but it is kind of a wild card there when you're split and you're getting it all over wherever you are. So there you go on that. Now let me show you this crate really quickly, and I'll leave this one up here so that you can see. And I'm going to use my multi-purpose glue that we carry because I do love it. And one of the first things you want to do is okay, so I cut this out. Can you see those score lines? Yeah. And let me bring up the die again so that you can see what I'm working with. Sometimes I'm a very visual person, so sometimes that helps. It's this piece right here, okay, is this. So it's got all these score lines, and you literally fold over on them, and I'm going to give them a real good crease. And then the bottom piece comes, oops, sorry, I'm out of frame here. The bottom piece comes up, real good score line. Here's another bottom piece. It's a small piece, guys, and my big hands are in the way, and I don't really have that big a hand. So you get it. You get it. You can see how how small it is. It is not at all hard to work with. So don't think that. It's not at all. I know we do have some sets that are kind of putsy. So there is that. And then there's another piece. Where is that? That's this piece. Okay. And this piece is going to sit right over top of this piece. It's that simple, guys. And I will show you the easiest way to get this color. Now, well, I'm not going to show you, I'm going to tell you, but let me show you how to glue it first. So, I know, silly to show you, but I have seen other demonstrators struggle with this, and there is no need to struggle. Go ahead and put your glue, if we can get it to come out. I got a little blop right there. It's not wanting to come out. Come on. A little bit more than that. There we go. And then a little there, a dot there, and a dot on this one. All of those that you scored, that were scored and folded over, go ahead and put glue on all of those. All right? And you, while those are folded up, you simply line this up. It only goes one way, guys, one way. And you lay that piece right on top. Now, glue takes another minute or two to set, so don't think you're going to glue that and move right on. But that quickly, we are glued. And can you see you've got a little pocket in there? It's not much of a pocket, but it is a little pocket. Now you notice the difference between that one and this one. See all of this? That is because I literally took my ink pad. You could use your marker too. Do not use these markers. Do not use Stampin' Blends. You will want to use your regular markers, these, okay, the Stampin' Right markers, and you directly, or I used the ink pad, which was a little messy, but you can directly color right on there. Okay, you see that color on there when you color directly? And yeah, it kind of beads up a little bit, but it's okay. You can see how I did that. And then you run this through your machine to die cut that. All right, and that'll give you all of the ink on there. So this little baby's going to get set aside and cleaned, or I might just finish inking it up and run through for color on another one. So that's how you do that, okay? It's really very, very simple, and I've got a few pieces up here. Here, I'm just going to pull some of this stuff out of here. And I was just looking to see if I had cut out any of these. And of course, I don't have any of those cut out and done. No, I used all of those that I had cut out that actually go with the crate, but that's okay. But you understand how easy this is to do with that. So, all right. And in this, there's also, and I cut them out, but I haven't used them, a little pair of gardening gloves. There's a hello that you can cut out. I love that. And it cuts out all of these other pieces as well. So, and I guess you could use this. I'm not sure how this piece gets used on there. I think you could use this on there. I think. Because this will cut that out. Yeah, and you'll notice up here, these little pieces, they're little, but these are designed to go on your crate if you want to add a bit more detail to your crate. Yeah, so one can go there. It cuts out two, and they've gotten blended in here. Here's the other style that they have, and they are Petsy, so you are going to want to use, and this has been open, so I don't know, But if you use your putty side of your take a pick, you can get that placed right where you want it. But isn't that cute? I like that one a great deal. Yeah, get that straight on there. Oh yeah, that adds a lot of dimension to that. But in this case, I was covering most all of that up, so I didn't. But this cute little tag here, plate that goes on there, that is adorable as well. And so that's not in there because I took it out. But there is that little plate that creates this. So I ran it through twice in order to get copper on there. Okay, so one of the things I wanted to share with you besides that, and you know, you could have a crate full of pears because this is actually from that other set, but who says you can't have, oh yeah, oh my goodness, how cute is that? That's the pears are from this one. And that's one of the things that I love. All of these just mix and match and they're adorable. So let me tell you about these pears real quickly. This pear was the first one I colored and it was so ugly. I could not stand it. I just colored them green because Bartlett pears typically are just green. But I looked up pears because I was very unhappy with that. And I realized that pears look like this quite often too, with a little green, some yellow in there, and even a little bit of this pinky color. And when they look like this, they're quite yummy, sweet, and tasty. So I think from my first coloring to my second coloring, I'm pretty happy. I did go back in with this one and added dark daffodil delight, and it lightened up the green a bit. But you can see where I went out of line, and I just was not in a coloring mood that day. But I had no idea how cute these pears could be inside of that little basket. So, yep, that will be on a future card for sure. Okay, moving on. Let me show you a couple of quick things here. I did have a base here of vanilla cardstock, and I pulled out more of that cardstock, and I really liked these colors. And I had all of this stuff already stamped, colored, ready to rock and roll, but I did not have time to create anything with them. And this one is from a week or two ago, and I still have it sitting here because I love it, and I wasn't sure how I was going to use it. So I wanted to share a couple thoughts with you on how I kind of do when I'm planning a card. Typically, it will tell you on your designer series paper and in the catalog all the color combinations that are in the papers. But in this case, I'm using that other paper that is the Inked Botanicals. And so I just kind of realized that they coordinated quite nicely with this stuff. So sometimes, and like one of these, or one of these, like this circle here inspired me, which other cards that I've done, I a lot of times will start with a base of a circle or a rectangle or a tag, because you know I love tailor-made tags. I love stylish shapes. Sometimes I use these rectangles, which are the stitched rectangles, and there's the tailor-made tags. A lot of times I will use those things as my jumping off point. And there's nothing to say that you can't use two of them. Look how cute that is. And we could throw in our flowers, and I have to show you the boo-boo. I dropped my Memento black ink pad, and I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do about that. I think I'm just going to cut it off, but I don't know yet. And I'll probably maybe add a butterfly. We've got some of those little butterfly trinkets, and I might add one or two on here to help color that, cut that off. But can you see how by adding a circle under here, because this is a little busy and I like it on here a great deal. I think I almost like it on there better, but that's just me. But you add a circle behind it and it becomes less busy and makes your flower pop. And these are all colored with the Stampin' Blends, if you're wondering that. And of course, you know, we can add our words, and I like to tuck that up underneath there and play around with it. You know, I don't like to see this showing down here, so pull that down until that's not showing, till you like how it looks. Look, you can twist, you can turn, you can move all of these, and there's no right or wrong. You just do that until it's pleasing to your eye before you start gluing things down. And honestly, I think that's gorgeous. So I also have some of these that I have stamped, colored, and they could go on. I would probably adjust them so I don't see the edge of that. Nothing wrong with that, however you want to do it. Look at that. I don't think these words work with it because of the color, but these will work. And again, I cut that out from the Stylish Shapes using this. And these words came in the, is it this one? Yes, wishing you blessings. So you see how I kind of think and I do, but I think what I'm going to do this morning, and look, we could even do that on, oh yeah. Oh, and it brings out the pink in this. That's really pretty, but not doing that on this. I'm going to go ahead and assemble this card the way I envisioned it. I'm using Stampin' Seal, not the Stampin' Seal Plus. Stampin' Seal is excellent. You don't need to cover your cardstock edge to edge when you're using it. That's just wasting it, and then you have to buy more. So 4 corners and maybe a little in the middle is excellent. I'm going to go ahead and put this down as well using, let's see, and I'm going to pretty well, I think I'll just center that, pretty well center it. And this one, I really would like to pop up. Let's see if I do have some dimensionals here. Dimensionals are just amazing little double-sided tape squares. Well, I guess they're not squares, hexagons that you add to the back, pull off the backing and pop that up, and it just gives your card a little more dimension and interest. And sometimes just by doing that, elevate your card to another level. And make sure you don't go off of your card, because then it will not fit properly into your envelope. And then look at this. Now I did stamp it, and when I cut it out, I made sure I moved it down so I have this blank space. I could just chop that off if I would like, but I think I'm going to use it, oh, right like that. Look at that. That fits perfect. If it did not fit, I would chop that off. So, and you can do that. But this one I'm going to lay down flat because we have plenty of dimension with our flowers popped up. Look at how beautiful that is. Now, I don't feel like it needs any ribbon, but if you really are into ribbon, you could add some ribbon. And I'm going to look here really quickly through some of these and see if I can find those butterflies fast enough. And I may not. If I don't want to waste your time while I look for something. But this was just a spur of the moment kind of thing. Oh, there they are. Here they are. And they are called brushed brass butterflies. So flowers, butterflies, they all go together. I'm going to see if one of those will cover up where I dropped. Oh, look at that. That's going to make me happy. I'm not going to fuss over just seeing a little bit of that. How's that? That helped. But I did want to use some of these maybe. Oh yeah, I think because I've got that little brushed butterfly, then maybe I'll use a couple of these as well. How's that? Oh yeah, I think that's just adorable. And then on the inside, you know, I always finish the inside of my cards. So I'm thinking as we sit right here, I really am not going to want to take more time for coloring, or at least not coloring this big of a design. So I can take that same design with a nice size block and pull out one of these colors and grab that ink pad and stamp it in there. And I think I might go with Calypso Coral, only because I really like it. I probably should, you know what? I think I should use Autumn Wheat. And you know, if it's a mistake, then I will redo the bottom of the card. Let's get this inked up here. This is a pretty wet ink pad, so I probably should not have pounced it quite so hard. Let's do it down here. And you notice I stamped some on and some off. It just is a visual to the eye. I like seeing things like that. Oh, well, actually, that turned out kind of a greeny yellowy. I like it a lot. And I think it looks wonderful. So, because I like it so much, I'm going to grab a vanilla envelope since I used a vanilla cardstock there. And I'm going to do the same thing. And when I ink this up, I don't just ink up the portion I think I'm going to use, because as sure as I do that, I use too much and then I have this blank spot where it looks like you goofed. Well, you did goof because you did it that way. So I ink up the entire image. Nice, firm pressure. Oh, yes. And that makes for a lovely card. Oh, I think it coordinates very nice. And I think that did a pretty good job covering up that little bloop. I might still take that off and cut around because I can see a little black, but that's just that part of me. And now you have a wonderful card. So what do you guys think? Are these not just lovely stamp sets that you can do so much with? I mean, I just touched on what you can do. There is so much that you can do with these. The possibilities are endless. And I love that you can take this, I'm going to just hold them up like this, and you have the same basic layout. Let's see, this way is a little better. Same basic layout with the circle and the words. And it just changes everything by changing what stamps you put with it. And there's nothing to say you can't stamp right on that circle. But if I had stamped on the circle, then I would have popped up my words. So just a few little tips to make you think about when you're doing your stamping. So I cannot thank you guys enough for joining me. Seriously, I really appreciate each and every one of you. And say a little prayer for us. John said that he was looking at the weather. Why is he looking at the weather that far out? But on Monday, apparently there's a chance of a hurricane coming through and touching through California, and I think a little, below Las Vegas. but that could affect our flight. So we'll see. So lots of prayers for us for safe flight on Monday. We are going to rent a car when we get out there, and we will be doing some sightseeing right there. We are not staying on the strip. We're actually staying at the Red Rock Canyon Hotel casino resort thing, and it is amazing. It is gorgeous. Very upscale. It's huge. If you've never looked at it online, look at it. They have more pools than you can shake a stick at. Cabanas with private pools and so on and so forth. It's just ridiculous. They have 2 bowling alleys, not one, but 2 full-size bowling alleys in there, and there's like 6 or 8 restaurants and really, really nice stuff. Movie theater, and the list goes on and on. So it is its own little thing. It's down from the strip about 10 miles, which is okay with me because they have lots of casinos right there in the Red Rock, lots of different areas, and they have it's right there in Summerlin, and there's all kinds of shopping right around there that's walkable. We're going to rent a car so that we can go and do a little sightseeing, little day trips around for the first few days. And then after the event is over, Sunday morning, we're going to head out and we're going to go to Arizona and up to Rocky National Park and a few places in between as we travel up. So some things we didn't get to do when we traveled a few years back and had our little Moses with us. So Momo gets to stay home because he's very old. He doesn't like to travel quite as much, but he's hanging in there, and he's still a good little boy. But anyways, I will miss seeing you guys. I will try to post little updates. I will try and post things that are happening if I can while I'm at the event. So you never know when I'll pop in. All right. So happy stamping, and until I see you again. I'm guessing we get back on the 8th, so it's that following week, okay? So happy stamping, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.